When I hear the word water, I think probably the most exciting, chemically complex, and very misunderstood resource on the planet. My interest in water is beyond just the technical aspects of what I do. Without water, civilization can't exist. There are no substitutes. It's not like energy. We have to find a way to continue to use it well, to recycle it, to protect it, and to make it accessible for everyone. Namibia is probably one of the most beautiful countries on the African continent. It has an abundance of resources, but it's a desert. Sub-Saharan Africa is heading towards a serious crisis around water sustainability, but it does have a bunch of water in the form of the ocean. It's such a niche innovation area, especially because I think over the past couple of decades, the conversation around water is changing. And fundamentally, the focus for us is to develop technologies that are class-leading, that are implemented on the African continent, fit for purpose for African type of problems. Nafasi is a business with a very simple objective: to create solutions and partnerships and intervene within the water value chain to achieve the primary objective of keeping Sub-Saharan Africa's water resources sustainable. And the biggest challenge for us as a business is knowing where to start, right? Because the problem is so big. So we've chosen to start in extremely chemically polluted environments and the seawater desalination environment, and we're now moving into the wastewater reclamation space in the public sector.
When we talk about the Witwatersrand gold mining areas, we've got 4 basins. Where we are is the Eastern Basin. Without water, we cannot live. Without water, of course, the environment itself won't exist. So it is a critical resource, and it is also an enabler, for economic development in the country as well.
Johannesburg has a really interesting history. We call it the Gold Reef for a reason, but what that means is there are massive cavities underground, and it's become an underground reservoir. The danger with it is that it's a reservoir that is not clean. There's also a very large amount of metal, and in some instances, radioactive components.
That is really the risk that we're trying to mitigate, is to prevent the water rising up to the point where it will start decanting, because then the impact to the environment will be huge.
Acid mine water has to be purified or treated before it can be discharged into the natural stream. Currently, the plant is treating 93 million liters of water per day. And our target is 300 billion liters by 2030. We have installed pumps into the old shaft mines, which is 3 of them, and we pump that water from underground. When I hear the word water, I basically think of life. So it's a very precious commodity and something that we have to look after. This is where we discharge the water treated from the plant. The water has been treated to an acceptable quality to be discharged into the flare. What is important is that we constantly monitor the quality of the water that we discharge.
Growing up, I just thought water is from the rain. From the rain to the streams, and then you drink. After joining Nafasi Water, now I can see water as a serious resource. At the same time, it's very scarce. So if we don't treat it with high importancy, we will definitely suffer from water stress. My role is corrective and preventive maintenance duties on equipment in order to minimize plant downtime. Whenever the plant needs me, I am there. I take full responsibility of the plant.
When we're looking at opportunities within our business, we are finding ways to maximize the opportunity space for young women. Engineering is not always the easiest career for girls to stay in. because it requires lots of travel, you're away from home, you're working shifts. So it conflicts quite easily with the home responsibilities that young women tend to have.
I first started my career in male-dominated environments. You have to work harder as a woman, and the opportunities is not as much as for males. NAFAS is a women-led organization where we have about 44% women.
We're coming up a lot more proactively with policies and ways of operating that make it more sustainable for girls to stay within the career. Having that dominance and that equity in the inclusion of women, for me, is just the right thing to do.
And that's why we have the program like our ESD programs. We don't see that as a legislation requirement, but as an imperative.
I'm one of the beneficiaries of the ESD program. ESD is an enterprise supply development program that's aimed mostly on SMMEs to support them to grow their businesses. I was in corporate and then started a business in mechanical engineering. It's not easy at all to get your foot into this industry as a black female. But with NAFASI, there's been a lot of support. I'm happy to be part of NAFASI. As a small business, it's still easy for us to be adaptable, agile, and we are always willing to be part of our clients' innovation.
I'm one of the oldest people in the organization, it's a young team. These are our students, Jessica and Daniel, our chemical engineering graduates. So what's the objective of the whole test?
So we're testing to see what the concentrations of manganese are.
Universities, so as NAPASI, we run this graduate program. And the reason we do it as an organization is to give people an opportunity to have a feel of the industry. And as we know that as a country struggling with regards to the water infrastructure, water treatment, we need to ensure that there's always engineers who can work in the sector.
I'm just a girl from Soweto, a very big dreamer and a very ambitious girl. I started as a lab intern, and then I became an acting plant operator until I got to this position as senior process controller. I like solving problems. That's why I got into engineering.
There's a whole magnitude of different skills, technology that all has to come together when you operate one of these plants. So NAFASI's done that exceptionally well over the last 10 years or 15 years, being able to pull together these different skill sets and make sure that the team hums as this like well-oiled machine in terms of making sure that these plants work the best that they can possibly work.
We've been doing this for 13 years since we commissioned the Irongo desalination plant. It requires lots of innovation, lots of engineering time. So our intake line is 1.6 kilometers long, 10 meters below sea level, and we always get specialist divers in to inspect it. So you're currently busy with that?
Yes, we continuously have to check the condition of the pipe.
So we've always focused on membrane technology and really understanding how membranes work. Membranes really help us to separate out all the stuff that we don't want in the water at the end of the day. And because you have to always be on the cutting edge of water technology, what we've been focusing on more recently now in not only trying to separate out the stuff that we don't want in the water, but then finding value from what we're separating out. And there's some really good technology out there that enables you to access those minerals, that you can actually extract them and generate a different revenue stream.
It is a lot of responsibility because of the impact of the plant or the project on the Irongo region and actually the whole nation. So every technology we apply, we have to look at sustainability.
Water is life. So this is what you could say is a lifeline. The pipe on my right comes from the desalination plant, where 70% of the water is desal water. And the other 30% is from a natural aquifer. Without this, the economy would be stagnant. The whole region is dependent on the Irongo desalination plant.
Abundance and scarcity exist in a very shared ecosystem here. The boundary is the beach. abundance of water, scarcity of water. And technology is the bridge between the two.
I've always loved science. I was always a curious child. I was curious about everything and anything. And so that drove me to decide to study the sciences in high school. And eventually I studied chemistry in university and ended up with a master's in chemistry. Currently in South Africa, we are in water crisis situation with water quality. In the recent Department of Water Affairs Blue Drop report, they found that 51% of water service providers are not compliant when it comes to bacteria and other microorganisms. And 71% of them didn't meet the chemical requirements for the water to be regarded as safe. So we need solutions. And when I looked locally, I couldn't really find products that address that problem. So that inspired me to start the Chemistry Solutions Company. The Chemistry Solutions Company provides water testing solutions. Our kits test for bacteria as well as chemical contaminants found in drinking water. And we also offer testing for E. coli coliform bacteria, as well as the physical and chemical water properties. I wanted to bring my solution to a lot of people. And I started doing research on where can I put my products, how can I reach more clients. That's when I found out about Take a Lot. I applied and I started selling in 2021. And ever since, most of my sales are on Take a Lot. There's an onboarding platform. Once they've accepted you, they'll guide you through the process on how exactly you can sell your products, how to best present your products, how to pack your products. I love that I can help people have peace of mind. What I love the most is creating solutions that actually solve problems people are facing in their daily lives.
Take a Lot Marketplace was launched in 2014 when we realized that we built a scalable platform and we can extend the services to the merchants that traditionally struggle with access to market. We started with about 20 sellers. Today we've got 8,000 trading sellers, but more than 10,000 registered small business trading on our platform. So the essence of it is making e-commerce accessible and easy for small businesses. Why Take a Lot is especially well geared to that is because I think we've ironed out all the problems. We've been at it for 12 years. We understand what the customer wants. We understand how to make processes easier. And that's why we're seeing so much growth on our platform.
If you look at our economy, unfortunately, we've got stagnating growth in the country. And so the formal economy cannot generate enough jobs. So that's where small businesses come in, because they are still a way of people being meaningfully engaged and employed and being able to take care of themselves and their families. So I think small businesses actually play a vital role, specifically with regards to creating a more inclusive economy.
I'm Noluyanda Khokwana. I am the co-founder and the managing director for Kamba Beer Works. Leto does the brewing, is the head brewer. We are a microbrewery. We make craft beers, but now we have ventured into making commercial beers because we're able to modernize the African beer that is drank by everyone who's a Nguni person and make it so that it can be drank by people everywhere. I come from a family that brews a lot. So I started making brews at home and then gave it to friends because I think it also reminded them of home. I was just doing it as a hobby. But then the big break came in 2016. We joined a co-op. So that's when everything started. That's when we had like the shiny tanks. That was the real deal. We've grown a lot from when we started, and right now we're currently at the waterfront. So that is the biggest growth. We make enough to keep afloat. So to be an entrepreneur, it takes a whole lot from a person. You kind of need your mental strength and you need support systems. It's all work, but when you get your invoices paid in bed, you're like, you know what, this is what I want. I always bought on Take a Lot, and then I saw that you can register as a seller. There's so much that we get from Take a Lot, selling on Take a Lot. It reaches everyone everywhere. We had a friend that stayed in Limpopo. He got our beer delivered there. So it had made things easier for us.
The benefits to the Take a Lot marketplace are absolutely immense. Just think about it. So if you wanted to sell a specific product and you wanted to approach one of the major retailers to actually list your product, it's not very easy. It's actually quite a cumbersome and very difficult process. With the marketplace, this is where you've got much lower barriers to entry. One of the biggest challenges for a small business is access to market. So this has just blown that apart. I mean, like a person with a small little business can actually put their products on the platform and boom, 3.5 million customers actually see your products. It's incredible.
Our workshop is in front. There are some guys who does partner beating at the back. So something exploded in the workshop, so the fire went onto the roof and moved on the roof to our section. So that's how the fire came, and the damage is enormous. We lose a lot of machineries and we lose a lot of stock. After the fire, it was difficult because everything that we've invested went. So all our tools, machines, everything burned. Name of the business is King Kong Leather, and we make bags. We do different type of bags, travel bags, backpacks, overnight, sling bags. At this moment, we are in a new space which we are renting, and it's for a few months. It was very difficult. We work day and night, everyone in the workshop, just to make sure that we get back to business. But we're glad that we can pick up those pieces and continue. But I'm someone that when things like that happen, I don't panic. I don't worry, because I look at it in a different way. I look at the positive side of it. We'll be starting again. We'll be greater than what we've lost. So there's more to come. We started selling Take a Lot. That's when we wanted to look other means of growing our business. To become a seller on the Take a Lot marketplace, it was easy. It helped us to list our product. In the space of a week, we were selling. So it was nice. It was amazing. Take a Lot marketplace really has helped our business because it just adds value to the business. You need to have a vision. You have to love what you do. And no matter what you want, through persistence, you can have it. Working with leather, you must give all yourself to it. We start early, we close late. I love everything about it.
We have more than 10,000 small businesses on our platform and indirectly employing up to 30,000 people in South Africa. And if you think about the transaction, it's not just the merchant selling their product. It's the staff Take a Lot employee, but more so, it's the employment that's created on the peripheral of the seller, their packaging, who does their printing. So the ripple effect of what we see is wider than just Take a Lot.
I'm Liesel Smurden. I am the founder of Curl Chemistry in Cape Town. I started in 2016. At the time, the natural curly movement was not as big as it is now. And at the time, there was not a lot of hair products on the market. So I connected with a chemical engineer and he made me my first batch of curl activating cream. Never thinking that this was going to be a business. This was just a personal order that I placed with him. And then it got so interesting. I decided, let me design a label, let me design a logo, let's see where this takes me. And the support and the feedback was completely insane. Since then, we have created styling creams, sprays, we've got shampoos, all sulfate-free, we've got scalp oils, we've got deep conditioning masks. So it's a very big range of products. We distribute to quite a few salons. They use the products in the salon for the customers, and customers can also purchase them from the salon, which is a great benefit for us. I love meeting new people, hearing their stories about how they were not confident about their curly hair, and now they've used our products and it allowed them to reach their natural hair goals, basically. Every good review is a celebration for me. It excites me. There were quite a few challenges in the beginning because I was literally nobody stepping into this retail space. People never saw the potential until Takealot came. I think Takealot definitely gave me that visibility that I needed because a lot of people are seeing it. Takealot's the bulk of our orders now. So it's been a great journey from having 3 products on the platform to having our whole range, and Takealot has really helped my business. It's been a great journey on Takealot.
The most successful small business entrepreneurs I've seen are the ones that have got an abundance mentality, that get up and they keep on trying. They fail, they pick themselves up and they keep on trying. And so I think those guys actually force inclusion. They include themselves. They don't wait to be invited to the table. They just get up there and grab a seat.